Our story opens in the darkness of night when a mysterious girl starts reading a book. She is reading a book by a great magician named Ike, who was in the Demon Lord's army and was the great son of another master magician, Romberg. She is completely lost in the book and goes back in time to when the Demon Lord's army launched a blast and attacked the castle to conquer the city of Arsenum. A strong battle begins between the demons and humans. Ike meets the captain of the city, introduces himself, and gives him 3 options. The first is to surrender, the second is to die by their hands, and the last one is to flee. The captain refuses to accept any of them and attacks Ike, but Ike, being a pro, anticipates this and saves himself. He kills the captain with just 1 attack. A strange girl witnesses this scene through a magical ball and is happy about it. Ike creates a magic barrier and feels relieved because the battle is over. However, he doesn't feel guilty about the human's death because he is also a human, not a demon. He removes his mask and remembers his childhood when his teacher, Romberg, found and raised him, even though he was human. Romberg taught him all about magic and advised him to hide his identity with a mask because, if revealed, it would cause problems, and the Demon Lord would never forgive him. He is lost in thought when he suddenly finds a little girl under a table. The girl feels awkward and afraid. Ike feels bad about revealing his true identity but leaves to move into the city. Ike's companion advises him to kill all the humans, but he refuses because it is a trading city, and if all the people die, there will be no one to pay taxes. So, he tells the people to pay taxes and ensures them not to take his order lightly before disappearing. Ike fights with demons in complete darkness and meets the Demon Lord's army commander, named Sapphiro. This girl knows about his true identity and tells him that the Demon Lord is impressed by him and that he now has to go to meet him at his castle. He puts his hand on her shoulder, and they disappear. On the other hand, the little girl wakes up and wants to escape but cannot because of the magic barrier. So, she eats the food and likes it. Ike, with Sapphiro, is moving towards the demon castle. He thinks he cannot enter the castle because of the checking requirements, but she uses splendid magic on him, and he easily enters the castle. She leaves him in a room to talk first, and he thinks that the Demon Lord, named Darrocutin, is a legend who is cruel and can kill anyone in just 1 second. However, Darrocutin always judges people based on their ability, and Ike is excited to meet him. He goes inside and, surprised to see that the Demon Lord is a girl. Darrocutin praises him for his success but mentions that he did not kill the people or execute the leader, which is not good for him. Ike had thought about it but dismissed the idea because he couldn't do this to humans. He mentions his opinion that a town with its leader left intact has more power. He realizes that she knows much about ancient civilization. She comes in front of him, mentions that he is different from other demons, and advises him to work hard and meet her next time without his mask. She then leaves. He removes his mask and relaxes because she cannot find out he is human. He moves back to his castle and finds the little girl sleeping. He wakes her and asks her name. She mentions her name is 13, which is weird, but slaves are always addressed by their number. Her real name is Sati. He decides to make her his maid because she knows his secret. The next day, he is congratulated on becoming the ruler of Ivalius, which he received as a reward from the Demon Lord. He has to protect it as it will be on the front lines of the war now. He cannot understand what to do as his city wall is destroyed. He decides to first repair it and, for that purpose, decides to make the demons and humans work together because they have to repair the wall in just 1 month. His companion is surprised to see all this, greatly impressed by him, and thinks he will be the new Demon Lord. The battle between the demons and humans is in full swing, and the Demon Lord has entrusted everything to Ike. The captain orders the White Rose Knight commander, Alistair, to retake Ivalius because he does not want demons to rule over them. Meanwhile, Sade is playing games with some foolish people who have bad intentions toward her and want to take advantage of her. Ike exposes these villains for cheating in the game and takes Sade with him. As they walk through the city Rosaria, he tells her about the ancient alliance of kings, where countries join forces in times of danger to fight against the Demon Lord. The alliance has been formed 3 times but has never succeeded. Sate feels afraid, but Ike reassures her, telling her not to worry because if the Demon Lord's army retreats, she will be free. She mentions that, despite everything, he treats her well, but reminds him that in human society, a slave's child is always a slave, and without him, people will not treat her well. Ike comforts her, mentioning that the new Demon Lord is the strongest in history, so there is nothing to worry about. As they are moving, the foolish people confront them and ask a strong companion to beat Ike. However, Ike uses his magic to freeze their legs and questions them about the soldiers moving there. In fear, they reveal that the Rosaria army is eager to defeat the Demon Lord even before the Alliance forces do. Ike reflects on how strange humans are, seeking glory for their nation. He worries about the impending attack on Ivalius. While sitting casually, a demon girl approaches and inquiries about his work. The girl notices Sate and questions her. Sate introduces herself, but the demon girl dislikes her, and they argue without reason. The Rosaria soldiers take their positions, ready to attack, when suddenly skeletons appear. They are confused, and at that moment, demons attack them from behind. Ike feels happy, but suddenly an arrow strikes him, and he falls. The captain is furious to hear that his soldiers are trapped and orders Commander Alistair to be jailed without further thought. Meanwhile, Ike wakes up, surprised to find Sapphiro sleeping next to him. He does not understand what happened. She explains that she saved his life and asks about his mission. He replies that he seeks a way for humans and demons to live together. He sees the arrow and wonders who shot it. Satan, a demon girl, arrived to check on his health, and the two girls start arguing about him. His companion removes the demon girl from the room, and Ike orders him to find out about Commander Alistair. Ike learns that Alistair is in prison after her defeat. The demon girl accompanies him, believing that humans are violent and offering her help. They reach the prison gate, and she kills the soldiers. They enter, find the keys, and she gives them to him. As he unlocks the door, Alistair attacks him, but he dodges and asks if she sent an assassin to attack him. Instead of answering, she asks if he is a demon, as she has trapped him. Ike is left confused. All the soldiers ran to capture him, but he knew how to save himself. He did something wrong and dulled their senses. Everyone remained still as he used his magic power, and a purple bright light appeared. No one could understand what had happened. Suddenly, the place collapsed, and Alistair fell down, but he saved her and introduced himself to her. He answered her question, saying that he is a commander in the Lord Demon Army, that he will never be a human, and inquired about his question. However, she is the girl who refused to say anything. He came close to her and used his magic to read her mind, but at the same time, Lilith appeared, and they both had to leave. Alistair tried to stop them, but he mentioned he got his answer and did not want anything else, then moved out. Lilith tried to flirt with him, but he stopped. Ike showed the rice he found in the capital city of Lazes to Sati. He told her about his sharp and productive idea. He was ordered to double the amount of tax, and he was worried about how to do it. But now he had his solution. Since Ivalias is an agricultural city where many crops are grown, he decided to grow rice there as well. This way, they would produce more crops with less work, and farmers could engage in other work, which would benefit them. He explained that this idea would result in the city getting lots of food and generating a lot of tax money with not much effort. He told her to cook the rice because he did not know much about it. He only mentioned a magic spell that is first low then high and to not remove the lid even if the baby cries. She was excited to try this. After this, Ike ordered all the demon army to come before him. He thought that someone was attacking him, but they were not White Rose Knights, so there must be a spy in his army. He started reading their minds to find out. He found the traitor and confronted him. Ike went to meet Sapphiro, who was taking a bath, and mentioned the incident. He told her the traitor is Jace, the one-eyed goblin, and asked what to do next. She took this matter seriously. On the other hand, Jace was worried and thought of attacking. He saw a golden opportunity because Ike had come to meet him alone and brought his army to start a war. He boasted that his soldiers would kill Ike because his strength was low, and he was weak. But Ike's behavior was strange. He was relaxed and behaved normally. Suddenly, a bright yellow dark fireball fell from the sky and attacked Jace and his army. Sapphiro did all this. She was getting out of control and destroyed everything without thinking. Ike told Jace to surrender, otherwise, he would lose everything. But Jace could not agree and ordered his army to attack Ike. Ike defeated them with his magic power, but Jace escaped. Ike followed him on his secret path and attacked him, using his magic power to bind him. Jace apologized, appreciated Ike's work and talent, and offered to join forces to take over the Demon Lord army together. Jace had a strange mindset. As a demon, he killed humans, but what would the Lord Demon army do for him? He could not get any special reward and now wanted to change it all. He advised Ike to join him, but Ike refused. Jace attacked Ike, but Ike saved himself. He wanted to know who helped Jace, but before Sapphiro could handle the situation, Jace was on the edge of death because someone had given him a powerful poison. They tried to inquire but he died. Ike felt bad because he is still human and has a heart with some feelings. Ike and Sapphiro reported the incident to the demon lady Darrocutin. Sapphiro mentioned that it was all done by the head of the third corps named Bastio, who tried to attack them. The demon lady Darrocutin, being a demon after all, could not decide anything based on one side's opinion, so she asked Bastio about it. Bastio told her that both Ike and Sapphiro were not against him and that he was innocent. He couldn't have done anything wrong. Sapphiro got angry at this but stopped. The demon lady Darrocutin wanted to punish both as per the rules and laws but couldn't because they were in the middle of a war with humans, and she didn't want to reduce her power. So, she told them to duel. Whoever won, she would believe. They were ordered to fight with puppets. Each team had 50 puppets, and both commanders had to wipe out the enemy's puppets. The losing commander would die on the spot. This was a weird duel, but it still happened. Sapphiro told Ike to go to the duel and win, She did this because she believed in his strength and power. She grabbed his hand and mentioned that her life relied on him now. He reached the spot with his companion and saw the puppets and weapons to use during the battle. He thought about the things he could use to win. He remembered the time when he asked Sati about fighting and the best way to win, but she mentioned she didn't know and didn't want to fight. However, she said she would use weapons that attack from a distance, like a broomsword and a crossbow. He agreed to use them, but the problem was that his opponent also knew about them. So, he wanted to do something different and decided to make a gun, which is incredibly strong, powerful, and has a long-range distance. He decided to make the gun with Sapphiro because she always mentioned she could make anything, and now was the time to test her confidence. He talked to her about it, but she refused, saying she wasn't a god who could make anything. He tried to convince her by saying the gun was just an iron cylinder with gunpowder inside it and nothing else, and she could make it, but she didn't take it seriously. On the other hand, Bastio was also preparing for the fight with his wonderful sword, which could cut anything, and he believed he would win. I came back after taking a bath and was surprised to see the demon Lord Darokuten in his room. He was very confused and fearful because he was without a mask. She gave him the guns he was looking for and told him she knew all about his true identity but couldn't take any serious action because she needed him to fulfill her wish. Her wish was to build a world and she needed people to serve her, and he was the one to fulfill this dream. He agreed, and she disappeared. Now he had the gun, so what would happen? Would he be able to win the duel and save Sapphiro's life or not? Please comment on this and subscribe to our channel for the next part.